Your salary comes in. You pay the bills, buy a few small things, order something you probably did not need, and near the end of the month, you ask the same question. Where did all my money go? Usually, money does not disappear because of one huge mistake. It disappears through small purchases, forgotten subscriptions, unnecessary upgrades, and habits that seem harmless in the moment. The good news is that the opposite also works. Small rules can help you keep more of your money. And when you repeat those rules for months and years, that money can quietly begin to grow. You do not need to stop enjoying life. You do not need to become extremely cheap. You just need a few simple rules that make spending more intentional and saving much easier. Here are 7 minimalist money rules you can start using today. Rule 1. Wait before you buy. When you see something you like, your first feeling is usually excitement. At that moment, the purchase feels important, but that feeling often disappears quickly. So before buying anything you do not truly need, wait. For a small purchase, wait 24 hours. For something expensive, give yourself at least a week. During that time, ask yourself 3 simple questions. Do I really need this? How often will I use it? Would I still want it if it were not on sale? You may be surprised by how many things you stop wanting after one day. You are not saying no forever. You are simply giving yourself enough time to make a calm decision. Start with just one purchase this week. Put it in your cart, wait 24 hours, and see whether you still want it tomorrow. Rule 2. Save before you spend. Many people try to save whatever is left at the end of the month. The problem is that there is usually very little left. Instead, move some money into savings as soon as you get paid. It does not need to be a large amount. Start with whatever feels realistic. Maybe it is 5% of your income. Maybe it is 10%. Even a small amount is useful when you save it regularly. The easiest way is to make it automatic. Set up a transfer for the same day your salary arrives. That way, saving happens before you have the chance to spend the money. Then you simply live with what remains. You do not need perfect discipline. You need a system that works without asking you to make the same decision every month. Rule 3. Do not replace things just because you are bored. Your phone still works. Your television still works. Your car still takes you where you need to go. Then a newer version appears, and suddenly the thing you already own starts to feel old. But it did not stop working. You simply started comparing it with something newer. Try this rule. Do not replace an item until it can no longer do the job you need it to do. Boredom is not a real problem. A new design is not a real need. A slightly better camera may not be worth another large payment. Keeping a working phone for one more year may not feel like a big financial decision. But when you do the same with your car, furniture, computer, and other belongings, the savings become much bigger. Use things until they genuinely stop serving you. Rule 4. Think about cost per use. The cheapest item is not always the best deal. Imagine buying a $200 jacket and wearing it only twice. That jacket costs you $100 every time you wear it. Now imagine buying a $400 jacket and wearing it 200 times. That costs only $2 per use. Before buying something, ask yourself, how many times will I realistically use this? Then divide the price by that number. You can use this idea for clothes, kitchen tools, electronics, furniture, and even subscriptions. A cheap product you never use is still wasted money. A more expensive product you use for years can be a much better choice. Minimalism is not about always buying the cheapest option. It is about buying fewer things and choosing things that are truly useful. Rule 5. Use the replacement test. Look around your home and choose one item. Now ask yourself, if this disappeared today, would I spend money to buy it again? Be honest. Would you replace the kitchen tool you never use? Would you buy those clothes again? Would you replace the equipment from a hobby you stopped years ago? If the answer is no, the item may no longer deserve space in your life. You do not need to empty your whole home in one day. Start with 10 items. Sell the things that still have value. Donate the things someone else can use. Remove the things that are only creating clutter. This does more than create space. It also changes the way you shop. When you see how many things you already own, buying more becomes less attractive. Rule 6. Borrow, rent, or test before you buy. Sometimes we buy things for the person we hope to become. We buy exercise equipment before building an exercise habit. We buy camping gear before going on our first trip. We buy expensive tools for a project we may only do once. Before buying, try borrowing or renting first. This gives you a chance to test the activity without making a large commitment. Maybe you will love it and decide the purchase is worth it. Or maybe you will realize the excitement was temporary. Either result is useful. You save money, avoid clutter, and learn what you actually need before spending. Owning something's not always more convenient. Sometimes ownership brings storage, maintenance, repairs, and extra costs. Rule 7. Decide what enough means for you. This may be the most important rule. If you never decide what enough looks like, every increase in income can create a new level of spending. You earn more, so you move to a more expensive home. Then you buy a better car. Then your new lifestyle becomes normal, and you need even more money to feel comfortable. There is no finish line unless you create one. Ask yourself, what kind of home is enough for me? What kind of car meets my real needs? How many clothes do I actually wear? What level of comfort gives me a good life without creating financial pressure? Enough does not mean giving up your goals. It means deciding that extra income does not always need to become extra spending. When your income grows but your lifestyle stays simple, the difference can go into savings and investments. That is how money quietly begins to grow. None of these rules will change your life overnight. But that is not the point. Waiting before one purchase, using your phone for another year, or saving a small amount on payday may seem unimportant. Repeat those choices for 5 or 10 years, and the result is no longer small. The goal is not to own nothing. The goal is to own what you use, enjoy what you already have, and keep more of the money you work hard to earn. Because money rarely grows through one perfect decision. It grows through small, simple rules that you follow again and again. And over time, those small rules can create very big results.